Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we do apologize for the delay on the broadcast here at the Rebel Racing Network. I was out of town for the last week with a family emergency, just got back into town, and unfortunately, iRacing hit us with a major update, so we had to run through that before we could start the broadcast. But we are here now. They have just started lap 26 of 130, and our current leader is the 13 of Christian Delgado. Dawson Price running in second. Joseph Miller in third. Tyler Street running fourth. Stephen Blevins rounding out your top five. We will be working to get you guys more updates on your favorite driver as the race goes on. But Christian Delgado putting on a show right now. We saw Dawson Price hitting the outside wall there. Tyler Street looking to capitalize, going down to the inside of that 16 of Joseph Miller. And once again, we are coming to you live from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, where these drivers are competing for 130 laps. They have been given 4 sets of tires, 75% fuel, and 1 quick repair to get this done. Pit strategy going to be a major factor here. I appreciate it, Call of Duty. Now running back through the pack in 6th place, we have Justin Day. Vincent Isabella in the 3 cars running 7th. Samuel Reed in the 56 running 8th. Christopher Foote running 9th. Brian Day rounding out your top 10 in that number 70. But he is just giving up a position to Joshua Edmonds, member of that Apex Racing team. Edmonds on the move, and it is Veteran Appreciation Night tonight. So Joshua Edmonds and Seth LaCroix, members of that veteran racing team from last year, now Apex Racing team, are looking to have a good night tonight. So Brian Day has dropped back to 11th, and talking about veterans, Seth LaCroix currently running 12th. Back there trying to make his way back up to the front. He had a solid qualifying position. He qualified in 3rd, but some early race trouble had him drop to the pack. Terrell Wheeler is running 13th. Byron Gay in 14th. Stephen Linger running 15th. Mike Hill back there in 16th. Tristan Haynes in 17th. And Chris Jones currently running 18th. Rounding out your field here. Oh, thank you, Christina. I was confused. I'm used to seeing your actual name show up there. So now 30 laps complete of the scheduled 130. Looks like everyone has gotten spread out. Currently looking at the 21 of Christopher Foote, trying to go to work on the 56 of Samuel Reed. Christopher Foote is gaining. Foote not able to get there quite yet. Appears that we do have a blinking problem for that 21 as well. That may be a factor as he tries to work his way up through the field. We saw Tyler Street making a move after Dawson Price tapped the outside wall to get around Joseph Miller. He has been able to hold on to that position. But Dawson Price in that 74 who's currently up 12 positions from where he started. He started 14th tonight. Has opened up that gap over Tyler Street. Now almost a second between the two. And a quick update on your weather tonight. We didn't get to cover that, but the temperature is 72 degrees. Winds are out of the northeast at 4 miles an hour. It is cloudy here tonight. Humidity sitting at 84. At track temperature sitting about 76 degrees. Not too warm here tonight. Should not be too slick for these drivers. You see Dawson Price just giving that wall a little love tap there coming off of turn 4. He's going to have to work on not getting into that wall. And Brian Day now coming down pit road. It looks like he had some trouble getting into his pit stall, but he is going to take tires here on lap 37 early on in this one. Unfortunately, he will fall a lap down to Christian Delgado. Brian Day now coming off of pit road. He has lost 2 laps. He is currently the only car a lap down. Christopher Foote now has worked his way by Samuel Reed. Samuel Reed off the pace and is gaining on Vincent Isabella. We see Brian Day now making his way, trying to make his way around this battle. Brian Day on new tires, running about a second faster than everyone. Those new tires really helping that 70 car out. We're going to see if he can maybe make up a lap and then maybe get lucky with a caution to get back on the lead lap here. We've got a battle heating up for third. Joseph Miller's closed back in with Tyler Street. He was looking to the inside. Not going to be able to get the pass done there, but now he's got the outside line, trying to find some speed. They make their way through the tri-oval. And Miller running just 1 lane higher than Tyler Street, trying to get that run off of the corner. When you get up high like that, you're going to be a little bit faster down the straightaway. It looks like he's trying to set up for a crossover move. Tyler Street able to get up in front of him. Tyler Street now, he enters that turn a little bit higher, but Miller's going to take it high through the end of the turn. That's not going to work there. We go back to Dawson Price, still trying to close in with Christian Delgado. Joshua Edmonds now coming off of pit road. The green flag pit stops have started here, as 17 is currently sitting 1 or 2 laps down. So it looks like our pit window is going to be around between laps 40 and 50 for these guys. So They will need at least one more pit stop to complete this one. Joshua Edmonds should be able to get a lap back here. He is not too far behind the leaders. And should be about a second to a second and a half faster than them on new tires. It looks like the leaders have come down pit road. Christian Delgado making his way down pit road. Dawson Price as well. That means Tyler Street will go to the lead. Joshua Edmonds looking to get a lap back here. So Edmonds will get one of his laps back. Joseph Miller now coming down pit road. Tyler Street electing to stay out there. So Stephen Blevins going to move to second place now. Justin Day moves up to third. Christopher Foote in fourth. Vincent Isabella moves up to fifth. His foot just went by Isabella. See Dawson Price coming off pit road there now. Tyler Street's still going to stay out. Street's got to be careful. He's running all these laps on old tires, and now almost half the field has made their way down pit road. Samuel Reed and Terrell Wheeler currently on pit road. They're going to have a chance to make up some ground on that 4 car. We can see just how important those new tires are. Tyler Street just got passed by Joshua Edmonds here about 3 laps ago, and Joshua Edmonds has left him in the dust. Joseph Miller coming down pit road a second time. Joseph Miller flagged for speeding on pit road. Very unfortunate for that 16 car. Tyler Street once again going to drive by that pit entrance. He is staying out. We see Joshua Edmonds just opening up that gap. Terrell Wheeler now coming off pit road as well. Stephen Blevins going to come down pit road as well as Christopher Foote. Christopher Foote's going to be one to keep an eye on. We were watching him at the beginning of the broadcast, and he is making his way through the field, currently up 10 positions. And now Tyler Street going to bring it down pit road. Byron Gay going to join Tyler Street. Mike Hill carrying some speed through the corner. It looks like he's going to go as well. So Christian Delgado going to cycle back to the front of this one as it appears everyone has pitted. We see Dawson Price. He was definitely slow on pit road. We saw Christian Delgado getting to the outside wall, but Dawson Price, not a good pit stop for him. He is now down to 5 seconds behind Christian Delgado. Tyler Street, though, has pulled back out on track, 10 seconds behind Delgado. But he stretched that green flag run out. Currently on lap 52. He's got 7 lap newer tires than Christian Delgado. I don't know if that's going to be enough to make a difference, though. Now 53 laps into this one. And just approaching that halfway mark. We're going to look back at the battle for 6th. Vincent Isabella closing in with Samuel Reed. Isabella on the low line. He's going to get alongside Reed. He will clear him. Isabella now to 6th. Checking back in with Seth LaCroix in that 29 car. Not having the night he had hoped. He is currently running 12th. Still down 9 positions from where he started. All right, yeah, it looks like you're going to be Call of Duty tonight, Christina. I understand with my 3 YouTube channels, sometimes I get a name in there and I don't know where it came from. We're looking at the 13 of Christian Delgado approaching the rear end of Seth LaCroix. Roy has got to find some speed. He's in danger of going a lap down now. We check back in with Samuel Reed, who just got passed by Vincent Isabella, but Reed is not going away. We're going to move over, check in with Joshua Edmonds, getting ready to go to work on that 43 of Terrell Wheeler. 2 tenths in between them. That is a lap car behind him. That is the 27 of Mike Hill, still 1 lap down. Checking back in with Christian Delgado. He's still not been able to catch Seth LaCroix. It appears that Mike Hill has had an incident. We're going to go back checking to see what happened with Mike Hill. That is the 27 car. He was still a lap down. It looks like he just lost it coming off of pit road. Some light contact with the wall. Not sure if he's got any major damage. You saw there when Mike Hill lost it, Tyler Street had to take some evasive maneuvers. Street got a piece of the wall there. Doesn't look like any damage to that 4 car. Only time will tell. He is now 8 seconds behind Christian Delgado, so closing some ground with that 13 car. Looking at the lap times, Christian Delgado about a 1/10 of a second slower than Dawson Price and Tyler Street that last time by. I do believe we've talked to Christian Delgado. He is probably trying to save some tires here. It is a long race tonight. We are just approaching halfway. It appears there's been an issue with Chris Jones as well. Saw Chris Jones just dive down to the apron, tap the inside wall, and not sure what's going on with that car. Maybe got it a little bit loose through the corner. And trying to stay out of everyone's way, or I tell you what, that looks like a hardware issue to me. Maybe something with the steering wheel dying. Check back in with Christian Delgado. He is now caught Joshua Edmonds. Joshua Edmonds going to fall a lap down here. Edmonds also gave up a position to his teammate Seth LaCroix. LaCroix now up to 11th. So we have had 2 minor incidents since those green flag pit stops, but we are staying green here. Delgado's still your leader with still a 5-second lead over Dawson Price. Tyler Street make it up a couple tenths of a second, not gaining any major ground though, as we have just passed halfway in this one. We are now at lap 66 of 130. We're checking back in with Christopher Foote. Once again, I said he was one we need to keep an eye on. He was making waves, making his way through the pack. He's currently running 8th, gaining on Samuel Reed. And the real key to a track here like Charlotte is going to be how well you can save tires. You see Christopher Foote taking that middle line, using a little bit different line than Samuel Reed, and it's paying off for him. I've driven this track multiple times in the trucks, and just changing up your line a little bit and adjusting where you let off of the gas as you go through these corners can make all the difference as this race goes on. No cautions throughout this one that I'm aware of. So that taking care of those tires has got to be the #1 thing on these drivers' minds tonight. Christopher Foote's line does appear to be working for him here. Checking in with our hard charger right now. Steven Blevins in that 51. He started 18th, is up to 4th. He is running faster laps than the leaders at the moment. We're going to go back to the battle. We're going to call it the battle for 6. Samuel Reed has caught up to Vincent Isabella, has been able to get back around him. Christopher Foote now knocking on the door of Vincent Isabella. And you see Foote, he's just trying to stay a little bit higher than everyone as he goes through the corners. We've heard these drivers talk about using aerodynamic blocking You get that car in front of someone, take that air off the nose, and it can get squirrely on you through the corners. We're seeing Christopher Foote just trying to avoid that here. Now he's going to go a little bit lower than Vincent Isabella. He's just trying to not be in line with that 3 car. And it looks like they've got it worked out for the time being. We're going to go back and check in with Christian Delgado. Because he has just gone by Seth, or just caught Seth LaCroix trying to go by him. But they've got Terrell Wheeler in there as well. LaCroix looking to go by Terrell. Looks like an issue as they come off the corner. Terrell Wheeler gets in the outside wall. Christian Delgado goes with them, but Seth LaCroix, I think, got loose there. Goes all the way to the bottom, and he's going to lose his lap. So now only 9 cars on the lead lap as Terrell Wheeler falls victim to that 13 of Christian Delgado. And that lap traffic posing a problem for Delgado. Dawson Price has been able to gain a second, but Delgado now in the clear. They go down the backstretch. No cars in sight in front of that 13 car. He should be able to open up the gap here. We're going to go back to Christopher Foote and Vincent Isabella. Foote has moved to the high side on Vincent Isabella. Going to go around him. You saw Vincent Isabella wash up the track there a little bit. Those tires have got to be used up on the 3 car. So Christopher Foote now up to 7th, and he's going to set his sights back on that 56 of Samuel Reed. Back in the pack, Joshua Edmonds trying to go to work on that 16 of Joseph Miller. Once again, Joseph Miller was running top 5. Unfortunately, got a black flag on pit road and had to drop back to the back of the pack here. Tyler Street now going to go on by Joshua Edmonds. We are now down to 50 laps to go in this one. Christian Delgado firmly in charge of this one. And that gap has started to open back up between him and Dawson Price. But he's got more lap traffic here. You see the 20 of Byron Gay in front of him. Byron Gay currently running 9th. Tyler Street still continued to gain some ground. Running about a 1/10 of a second faster than Christian Delgado pretty consistently. But he's going to have to pick up that pace if he wants a chance at catching him. Still 8 seconds back. even if you are able to catch Christian Delgado, uh, it looks like he has been in tire saving mode as we go through this one. So if you get up to him, he might just up and take off again on you. And Chris Jones now entering pit road for his second pit stop of the night. A little bit early, but he should be able to make it to the end after that one. But he is multiple laps down back there in 18th. So that pit window has opened up yet again. Stephen Blevins still in position to be our hard charger. He is running about 0.2 of a second faster than the leaders right now. He is all the way back there in 4th. Looks like about 16 seconds he's got to make up. As Delgado is approaching the rear end of Byron Gay's car. Joshua Edmonds now bringing it down pit road. So pit stops have started. We saw that 4 of Tyler Street wait to the last possible minute to hit under our last set of green flag pit stops. He's going to go by Dawson Price now as Dawson Price makes his way down pit road. And he has been running about 1/10 of a second faster than the leader. We're going to see if he sticks with that strategy of stretching these runs out as far as they can go, or if he's going to pit a little bit earlier here. And Christian Delgado now going to bring it down pit road. See if Tyler Street's going to join him or Tyler Street's going to try and put a couple extra laps on these tires. Delgado sits on pit road getting that car serviced. 4 tires and fuel for that 13 car, and he is back going. Although Tyler Street will be able to get him a lap down. Delgado will be on those new tires, so we should see some speed out of him. We're looking at Stephen Blevins. He's moved up to second through this pit cycle. He still has yet to pit. Tyler Street also electing to stay out and keep this run going. Street has got to be careful, though. Christian Delgado is running a second faster. I don't think this staying out this long is going to pay off for that 4 car. Unless he were to get a caution. Although the way this one has gone and the way these drivers have spread it out, I do not see a caution coming out. Street just puts the 27 car another lap down. Vincent Isabella still running there in second. Byron Gay now in third as Stephen Blevins has decided to come down pit road. Christian Delgado making his way back up to 5th now, and he is closing in with Tyler Street. He might get his lap back before Tyler Street ever decides to go down pit road. Isabella now coming down pit road. Looking at the lap times, it looks like Christian Delgado is pushing on those tires just a little bit. His lap time's already starting to fall off. But he's going to make easy work of Tyler Street and get his lap back. The only cars that have not pitted the second time, Tyler Street and Byron Gay. Here comes Tyler Street down pit road. Tyler Street going to lose a lot of ground on Christian Delgado, staying out late into that run. Street is back off and running. But he is going to lose about 2 seconds to Delgado. He's not even back up to speed yet. Delgado opening up that gap. Austin Price, though, about 4 seconds behind Christian Delgado, but he's got lap traffic in front of him. Look at everyone's last pit stop laps. The last 2 drivers have made their way down pit road. Byron Gay currently on pit road. Tyler Street back off. Delgado last pitted lap 89. So about 10 lap newer tires for Tyler Street. I don't know if that's going to be enough to make up this gap that now sits at about 10 seconds. Between Dawson Price and Tyler Street, and 14 seconds between Christian Delgado and Tyler Street. On those fresh tires, though, Tyler Street running about a second faster than the leaders. He works his way by Joshua Edmonds. We are now down to 28 to go. Delgado continuing to try and widen up this gap. Checking back in with that 29 of Seth LaCroix. He has made his way up to 9th. He is still a lap down. But he's made up some ground since when the broadcast started. He had a solid qualifying position up there in 3rd. Early race trouble sent him to the back of the pack, but he has been able to recover, may salvage a top 10 out of this. But it has been all that man right there, Christian Delgado, in that 13 car. We look further, or look back a second. Dawson Price dealing with the lap traffic of the 99 of Tristan Haynes. And we're going to look at that 7 of Christopher Foote as well, currently running in 7th. He has had a good showing here tonight, up 8 positions from where he started. Looking back at Tyler Street. Oh, Terrell Wheeler getting in the outside wall there. Coming off of 4 as Tyler Street went by on the outside. Tyler Street's times have now started to fall off. He was running about a second faster than Christian Delgado. Last time by, though, he was a 1/10 of a second slower. He may have pushed those tires just a little bit too hard, trying to make up some ground on these leaders. Checking with Dawson Price, still has not been able to work his way around that 99 of Tristan Haynes. This race is going to have some points implications as well. A little update on the points. Tyler Street is currently sitting in 1st in the points race with 1,000 points. Dawson Price in 2nd with 971 points. And Christian Delgado in 3rd with 931 points. Delgado, with another win under his belt, is going to close that, unless something crazy happens here in the end. Should be able to close that gap on Tyler Street and may be able to work his way around Dawson Price here in the near future. Delgado will definitely be getting some bonus points here tonight for most laps led. I do believe he has had the fastest lap time in this one as well. We're coming down to 15 to go when Delgado crosses the line this time by. Looks like Dawson Price has just settled in there behind Tristan Haynes. We currently only have 7 cars left on the lead lap. Delgado in first, Price in second, Street in third, Levins in fourth, Day in fifth, Reed in sixth, and Foote in seventh. We're going to step aside for a quick commercial break before this one is over.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn 1. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here. Do you love Orlando's theme parks, but the long lines have you losing the magic? Introducing Ride Waits, the Apple Watch app designed to help you skip the stress and ride more, with real-time wait times and park info right on your wrist. Whether you're exploring Walt Disney World, adventuring through Universal Orlando, or taking it all in at SeaWorld, Ride Waits helps you navigate smarter and get the most out of your visit. No more wandering, no more guessing, just more riding. And it's not just wait times. Ride Waits also offers tips on the best times to ride, general park info, and helpful alerts so you never miss out on your favorite attraction. Whether you're planning ahead or making game day decisions in the park, Ride Waits keeps everything you need at a quick glance away. Ride Waits, your wrist-side guide to the best parks in Orlando. Available now on the Apple Watch store.
Not affiliated with or endorsed by any theme park brand.
All right, and we are back. Just 8 laps to go. Christian Delgado still in control of this one. He has turned the heat up and added 3 seconds to his lead over Dawson Price. Tyler Street, though, still kind of hanging right there where he was. He's matching Christian Delgado's lap times. Maybe closing in with Dawson Price here late in this one. Only about 3 seconds between the two, but I don't think it's going to be enough time for Tyler Street to really give any Dawson Price any trouble. You see Joseph Miller working his way around Tyler Street. Oh, Miller gets the outside wall coming off of 4. He makes contact with Tyler Street. They're going to be able to keep it straight, though. As Delgado will cross the line, 5 to go. Delgado firmly in control of this one. And checking in with our hard charger of the night, Stephen Blevins, in that 51. Currently running in 4th. Still a solid night for him, up 14 positions from where he started. Now down to 3 to go. Delgado entering turn 3 and 4. He'll take the white flag this time by. Oh, he taps the outside wall off of 4. White flag is out. Tapping the outside wall ain't going to matter. Christian Delgado looks like he has got this one locked up. That tap definitely cost him some speed with the outside wall, but still an 8-second gap as he goes through turns 3 and 4. He's just got to keep it clean. Checkered flag is out. Christian Delgado is going to get his 3rd win of the season. Dawson Price will come home in 2nd. Tyler Street in 3rd. Stephen Blevins coming off of turn 4. He will finish 4th here tonight. And Justin Day will round out your top 5. And Christian Delgado going to burn it down in the infield here. A dominating performance by him tonight. All right, we are going to go ahead and start our interviews. And we will kick off our interviews with the 4 of Tyler Street. He came home in third tonight. Tyler, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
All right, man. Congratulations on a top 3 finish tonight. Now, I've got to ask, we were watching your pit strategy here throughout this one with the green flag pit stops. It seemed like you were trying to stretch those tires out and that fuel out as long as it would go. Were you second guessing that pit strategy when Christian Delgado came off of pit road and started gaining the ground on you pretty quickly on those fresh tires?
The pit strategy, really, I just kind of trying to go as far as I could with tires, basically, more or less of anything. Just I knew I wasn't fast enough for Christian, and I knew I could catch Dawson, but all three of us are all running the exact same lap consistently, so it was just impossible to catch anybody. Just more disappointed in finishing third and not really catching anybody.
Well, third place, it's still a podium finish, and you know we're looking at the points here. You came into this race first in points with 1,000. Dawson Price, 29 points behind you in second. Christian Delgado about 69 points behind you in third. So you're going to retain that points lead here. It looks like. Are the points on your mind as we get into the later stages of this season?
I would say a little bit, but also just trying not to be. But I, I can't lie, it's a little bit in the head, trying to just keep it ahead to try to maintain, basically, of either having the points lead or at least trying to keep it close.
All right. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on that points race for sure. It's definitely tightening up here. We kind of reversed the point standings here in the finish tonight, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. We're going to let you get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to thank?
I gotta thank you guys for broadcasting this every week. It's really awesome to have the broadcast, go back and watch it and learn your mistakes or learn to get better. Thanks to Trail for putting on the league. Obviously this wouldn't be available without Trail for putting this on and him spending the money to do the league and that stuff. So it's cool to do that. And then just got to thank the team, LGR, for another week of us just trying to get better, and we're still struggling as a team, and just trying to find that extra speed for all of us to try to get us up there a little bit more and try to have a couple more of us battling for top 3s or top 5s. So
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. We're going to let you get on out of here. Have a good night.
thanks, you too.
Thank you. All right. Once again, that was Tyler Street. He came home in third tonight. We're going to move on to our second place finisher, Dawson Price. Dawson, it's us, Austin, up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Congratulations on a second place finish.
Thank you.
We did not get to talk about you all that much tonight. We were kind of watching Tyler Street, trying to, his pit strategy and trying to catch up to you guys. Towards the end of that second run, it looked like Tyler Street had found some speed with those fresh tires. Were you worried about him catching up to you by the checkered flag there?
I think there the last stint I wasn't really because I knew I had a good gap still. But he definitely did find some speed. We had ran all night tonight. I had some really good long run speed. And then just kind of unfortunate things happened along the way. I know before the first caution I was reeling in the leader there again after saved a little too much that first stint, but after the second caution it was just kind of like, all right, I got to see how much Delgado is going to push and then kind of balance it myself, trying to save a little more because I knew I could get a little more saved out of it, at least from the first stint taken from that, and I knew I had the speed. But yeah, Tyler Street ran really good tonight. I know he was there with us the whole time too, but that last run I got stuck behind a lapped car that wouldn't get out of my way for like 20-30 laps, so ended up using tires there, and then that gave Delgado the room to just keep going. So that's unfortunate, but can't complain with another P2. But definitely looking forward to the first win this season for sure. I think it's possible. Um,
All right.
yeah.
I was going to comment on that, on yet another P2. Where we got the point standings pulled up here. Tyler Street is our points leader. You're sitting in second, about 29 behind him, but you still got the lead over Christian Delgado. You're the only one in the top three in points without a win. What track do you think is going to be your best track through the second half of this season, where you could possibly get that first win?
Um, I think there's a couple. I think I'm pretty well rounded about everywhere, but I I'd have to double check to be honest. I don't remember all of them. Let's see. I think it's definitely there. Like at this point, it's like we're waiting for it to happen. Like I'm definitely waiting for sure. I'm
Oh,
doing what I can.
yep. I know you're probably sick and tired of waiting.
Feel like Mark Martin out here. But yeah, I think we'll have some a decent show. I think a win is definitely probably first priority right now because I think getting a win will give me a nice, comfortable points gap. Like a good enough, well, not necessarily gap, but a good amount of points that I think I could use to go the whole way. But I think probably Iowa. I would say Iowa's up there for one of the ones I feel pretty good about, or even Chicagoland. I mean, I like all the rest. Can't complain at all.
All right. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on you. We're gonna let you get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to thank?
Alrighty. I'd like to thank my buddy Ryan Worley for sponsoring the car. Worley's Garage does a bunch of decals and awesome work and prints and all that kind of stuff. And shout out to you for the broadcast, and shout out to the Apex boys.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. We're gonna let you get on out of here. Have a good night, buddy.
Alrighty, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Once again, that was Dawson Price driving the 74. He's gonna come home second tonight. We're gonna move on to tonight's winner, Christian Delgado. Christian, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right. Welcome back. I think this is the third week in the row, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Homestead, Phoenix, and now you're at Charlotte.
Yep, congratulations on another finish, and back to back to back. How does it feel to get three in a row, and especially in such a dominating fashion tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously winning in a dominating fashion like this means a lot. I mean, obviously, going back to like when you first get your iRacing stuff, Charlotte's the first track you get. I feel like when it comes to like if you call like a home track, I feel like Charlotte's always everybody's home track when it comes to sim, right? Because it's the first oval you get when you load in to the sim for the first time. So yeah, I mean, obviously Homestead meant a lot with the theme of the race, and Phoenix was really special as well. I mean, I wrecked on lap 2 and somehow managed to get my way up to the front here. And today, obviously, I felt like we had a good piece underneath us, and obviously, me and Dawson battled out for a little bit there at the start, and then after that, it was just smooth sailing and just trying to keep the tires underneath me.
All right, well, it paid off, and the big conversation tonight has been points. You're currently sitting in third, 69, or you came into the race in third, 69 points behind Tyler Street. Do you think this is going to be a close points race, and you're going to be able to catch up with Tyler Street in points as this season goes on? Because he's right up there with you every week, it seems like.
Yeah, that's kind of the downside of racing with guys who are good here in NORA. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can continue to try to win these races, but I mean, yeah, Tyler has been really good about putting up good. Anytime I think I've won here, he's been up here inside the top 3 every time, getting an interview with you guys. So, I mean, yeah, I'd like to say that I can, but it's ultimately kind of I feel like depends on Tyler. I mean, if I come out here and do my A game, I feel like I can always have a good finish, but at the end of the day, I think it depends on if Tyler can have a bad race or two to help, get me there. But we're going to continue to try to chip away at the points to see if we can try to catch him by the end of this regular season.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. We're going to let you get on out of here and start celebrating for the third week in a row. Your Monday mornings must be rough. But anyone you want to shout out before we do?
Yeah, first of all, got to give a huge shout out to the Bean team, FFC McClyde, and everybody. You know, I guess I should bring this up. Yesterday was my birthday, so this was an awesome birthday present to come out here and to repeat. And got to give a huge shout out to the Bean team, Jeff, Matthew, Carter, everybody with FFC, and John Server, everybody over there for not only being a good friend and supporting me to be the best person I can, but also giving me, you know, a lot of birthday wishes. You know, you only I mean, you get one of those a year, so it's cool to come out here and have a good weekend here for this weekend, I guess. But got to give a huge shout out to my team owner who got me here, John Ross with Adrenaline Racing. Fortunately, John isn't racing with us anymore, but definitely wouldn't be racing with you guys here if he didn't shoot me a DM and get me in here. But got to give a huge shout out to the other guys over there at Adrenaline: Zach Lockett, Nate, Leroy, obviously John Fowler, Ron, everybody over there with Adrenaline. They push me to be the best driver I can be here, especially in these league races. So definitely couldn't do without them, and I appreciate them giving me a spot to be myself and just have a place to race and someone to race for. So got to give a huge shout out to my primary sponsor for this wrap, in Delta Designs, and Andreas for taking care of me with my paints and stuff. He does a phenomenal job with the paint wraps. If you guys are interested in any work by him, you can look him up at Delta Eagle 84 on X, or Delta Eagle Designs on X. He does a phenomenal job, and I feel like the pricing is very, very good for the work he does here. But thank you to Andreas for continuing to support me, not only for my racing and the paints and stuff, but also stuff he does for the network, which I'm going to think right now. I got to give a huge shout out to High Velocity TV. If you guys are looking for a network outside of Rebel Racing Network, once again, make sure to shoot us an email over at hptvbroadcasting@aol.com. If you're looking for anything, we have SDK, we have ATVO, which is a different streaming software that we can do some really cool stuff. And not only if you guys are looking for a broadcast, but if you guys are looking to maybe get in the booth and try out commentary, I definitely would recommend it. It's a lot of fun to come out and call these races and stuff. But also, if you're looking not only to call races, but to maybe do some graphic design work, or just have us broadcast, once again, shoot us over an email over there. Also, got to give a huge shout out to Steel Car Detailing. Thank you, Titan, not only for being a good friend, but supporting me and giving me opportunities outside of iRacing. You know, you've been my best friend since kindergarten. I don't know what I'd do without you, man. But lastly, got to give a huge shout out to all of the admins and stuff over here at NORA, Tyrell, and everybody who works behind the scenes, not only for the Cup Series, but the ARCA Series. We went caution free tonight, and that was really cool to see. You know, the start of the season was kind of rocky, and I think it kind of made some people leave a little bit prematurely, but it's super cool to see a caution free race and let everybody race it out and finish where I feel like we should, and not have a caution kind of affect the outcome of the race. So like I said last week, I see the league steadily improving, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And definitely couldn't do it. None of us could be here without all the admins here working for NORA. But lastly, got to give a huge shout out to you guys over at Rebel Racing Network for putting on a great show. Obviously, it's nice to go back and rewatch these wins these last couple weeks, but also not only that, to go back and do some homework for the next couple races coming up. Obviously, we have Talladega. I don't really think there's any homework to catch up on there. It's just going to be whoever can survive, I feel like, and whoever can, get with the right people there at the end there. But once again, couldn't do without you guys over at Rebel Racing Network, putting on a great, fantastic broadcast every week, and can't wait to go back and watch it again.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. We'll let you get on out of here and start the celebration. Have a good night, buddy.
Yep, you guys too. Thank you.
Thank you. And once again, that was Christian Delgado completing the back-to-back-to-back wins here. We're going to go ahead and run through our official results here. Once again, taking home the win was that 13 of Christian Delgado. Dawson Price finishes second. Tyler Street in third. Stephen Blevins will come home fourth. Justin Day finishes fifth. Samuel Reed will finish sixth. Christopher Foote finishes seventh. Vincent Isabella in eighth. Seth LaCroix comes home in ninth. Byron Gay will finish 10th. Joseph Miller finishes 11th. Terrell Wheeler in 12th. Stephen Linger finishes 13th. 14th was Joshua Edmonds. Tristan Haynes finishes 15th. Mike Hill will finish 16th. Brian Day comes home 17th. And Chris Jones will round out your field in 18th, 5 laps down. I'd just like to thank everyone for tuning in and bearing with us through this last week. Once again, if you did not catch at the beginning of the show, I had a family emergency, had to go out of town. I do apologize. We did not get the NORA ARCA series or the Third Coast Racing Xfinity series last week because of that. And I do apologize for the late start to the show and missing the first 25 laps tonight. Unfortunately, iRacing had a major update, and I was not able to get that done because I was out of town. But we are back, and we will be right back here tomorrow for the NORA ARCA series. That starts at 9 o'clock. Then the Third Coast Racing Xfinity series will be back on Wednesday at 8:30. Then finally, we have the NORA Cup Series. We'll be back next Sunday at 7:30. Make sure you guys tune in for that. And once again, if you have not done so already, please make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe button wherever you are watching, YouTube or Facebook. And we will see you back here tomorrow night. Thank you for tuning in.